Hi, my name's Austin,
I'm Jonah.
and welcome to Loud on Set. And today, welcome to Podmas Day 6.
Podmas Day 6.
I didn't think we were gonna make it that far.
Yeah, frankly, I thought we were going to crash and burn by Pod 3.
But you know, we're here and we're still standing.
We're still kicking. We got the energy drinks today. Sit
and we
back.
got an episode for you. Grab your energy drink and or popcorn. Attention, moviegoers. Have you seen that video? Where
What?
He's like, attention, moviegoers. Do not be alarmed if popcorn flies in the air.
That sounds like something I would say.
All right, roll the tape.
Ho, 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 Merry Podmas.
Red 1.
It's one of the films.
It is. It's in the title. It is one of the. What is this? Some kind of red
What is this?
one?
Some kind of red one?
So, okay. So I sat down, right? I get into the theater before you. I'm there pretty early, actually, and I get there, and I see you have a slushie, and I'm like, dude, this guy's been dogging on me for having slushies.
I have.
And then I realized, this is a slurpable movie.
It is.
And what you were saying, you were like, it's not a film, it's a movie.
Yeah, that's exact. This is a movie.
This is a movie.
It's got Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in it.
Yeah, and I actually saw someone I know. Shout out Ruby, friend of the pod.
Friend of the pod.
And oh boy, what a movie.
It was one of the movies of all time.
Where do we even start?
Well, I would like to start by airing a grievance with you.
Okay.
And this is a bit of a story, okay?
Okay, go ahead.
So, towards the beginning of the I was going to say movie, Red One, there's a scene, spoiler alert, obviously, where Santa goes missing, right?
Yeah.
And they have in the North Pole, they have like an HQ, kind of a situation room.
Yeah.
And they have the trolls on the internet.
Not elves.
Not
trolls.
elves. Trolls scour the internet for Santa's whereabouts. And these trolls are clearly Redditors.
Dude, they look so much like Redditors. If Evan is watching this, they look like you.
Okay, well, here's the thing. We get out of Red One, okay? And you say, bro, the troll with the glasses looked like you.
No.
That's insanity.
Hold on. The only resemblance, obviously, is they had glasses. But, like, he came out and he had glasses, and then he had a little buddy. He had a buddy next to him that was just, like, a little bit shorter than him. And I'm like, dude, that's us.
But then I hear tell from sources that you have sent this picture to people and said, bro, doesn't this
No,
look
I did.
like
That is
John?
not the context. The context is I called someone after the movie before we went to get dinner.
We went to get dinner.
And I was talking about it, and I'm like, there's this troll that we saw, and we nearly pissed ourselves just at the mere sight. I think the troll's in the thumbnail.
The troll will be in the thumbnail, ideally.
And dude, we almost pissed ourselves. That's not why I was laughing. I was just laughing because the way it just looked so good.
That was far and away the best joke in the movie because those are clearly Redditors.
Yeah. And I don't even know. I said something. I was like, and it low-key looked like, but I said I was joking, and they're like, I gotta see this troll, and I'm like, okay. So then I sent it to them.
Shame on you.
It didn't look like you. I'm sorry.
It's
it really
okay.
doesn't.
It's okay.
It doesn't.
It's okay.
But, man, they were funny looking.
Yeah. Ow.
Dude, I actually almost pissed myself.
I know.
I was so close. And like the person I knew that was like kind of sitting behind us, I heard them laughing because we were
laughing. I heard that too. But I just couldn't control myself. It was far and away the funniest scene of the whole movie.
I don't think it was supposed to be that funny either.
No, it wasn't meant to. I think we're just tapped into like a side of internet culture where that joke, like regardless of and the troll literally went like that with his glasses. You could not get more nerd.
There are internet trolls. Like that's the
bit. Is they're internet trolls and they're like scouring 4chan and Reddit looking for Santa. And,
like you think they'd have like some high tech like tracker on them or something. No, they're just like browsing like r/Santa.
r/Santa tracker.
Yes.
Remember how Elon had that Twitter account that would follow him?
Yes.
And he had to pay the kid to like deactivate it?
Yeah.
There's probably like a Santa tracker out there that
no, dude,
tap into.
There's Santa trackers, bro.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Santa's not real. I'm sorry.
Did you get anything out of the movie we just watched? anything. Anything. Do you want to be trapped in a snow globe?
Do you remember at the end when they were like bonding as a father and son?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, there's the lesson I'll integrate into my everyday life is bonding closer with other people because of the existence of Santa.
But dude, they were like, did we just save Christmas?
What is this? Some sort of
No,
Christmas
that
save?
is a
an
word for
actual
word
line.
line. Did we just save Christmas? And he goes,
yeah.
I think we just saved Christmas.
I think we just saved.
What is this? Some kind of red one?
This is like John Wick dialogue, but worse.
Dude, it's so okay. Let me preface.
Preface. Teeth on the tongue, tip of the lips.
It was not a bad movie.
No, not by. It was. I thought it was good.
I thought it was going to be a lot worse.
We thought that it would be the worst Christmas movie of the year, and
Therefore
honestly,
the title.
Therefore the title. And honestly, I thought it was going to be the worst movie of the year.
And it wasn't.
It just wasn't, dear listener.
I know. I mean, sure, you can say it was just like the way we watch movies, and like we find things that are funny that probably shouldn't be. But like, it is like one of those like feel good movies. But it didn't take itself too seriously, but also it wasn't so goofy that it's just like annoying, you know?
Right. It's certainly
there was a somewhat of an interesting plot too.
It knew exactly what it was, I think.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, how do we like take what we are and just elevate it and make it like as good as we can make it?
And I think like with The Rock and like, you know, there's the stereotype that he plays the same character in every movie.
Well, yeah.
I think they just kind of leaned into that. It's like,
Yeah.
Dude, this guy he's Santa's body. He's just a really strong dude.
Can we talk about how they changed his color scheme finally? Because he's been in like 7 movies where he wears like a tan button up and like khaki shorts.
I mean, you can't have that for an elf.
You can't have that for an elf. He wears like the green and red like bodysuit.
We're flashing. Anyways,
Oh.
the way they tackled elves, the way they tackled elves was like very different than most.
Yeah, they were like house elves from Harry Potter.
I
Like
know.
Dobby. That's what you said, and there was like, it looks like Dobby, and you were right.
Yeah.
They have very long pointed ears, and
And they're kind of goofy looking.
yeah.
No, but dude, okay. One part that I thought was actually kind of sick,
Yeah.
and I know you probably did too. Is like, dude, when Santa finally started like dealing out them presents,
Dude.
bro, that was sick. They thought that out. So like Santa, right? So he has these giant metal containers full of tiny presents that he then, once he's inside the home, he clicks a little button on his arm and he like makes them big. They grow in size. And then when he's done with that like metal container full of all the presents, a little like helicopter elf thing flies in, grabs it, and puts another one on.
Yeah, I know. They like trade out barrels full of tiny Christmas presents.
Dude, and
consistently.
Santa was a ninja, bro.
Yeah, bro.
He was like
Ninja?
slipping down them.
Imagine.
Lord, they perfect.
Okay.
You know what's crazy?
Imagine.
No,
No.
dude, he was like sliding down chimneys, like he's getting real small, going whoop, right
Yeah.
down the chimney.
And like the thing that I pulled away from this movie most is like they found a way to make the Christmas lore like a hell yeah moment for all the guys in the
dude,
audience.
The amount of times we were just like, hell yeah.
Hell yeah! I think I audibly said hell yeah like 6 times in the theater.
At least 4 or 5.
At least you. I mean, I'm sure you heard me. I
I was saying them too, not as much as you, but like,
like in the
dude,
moment
it was sick.
when so, like you said, Santa's like ninjaing on the top of the roofs, and then there was a moment where he like climbs through the vent and then drops down.
Yeah.
I was like, hell yeah,
Dude.
that's sick.
Santa. Dude, I'm kind of curious how much J.K. Simmons got paid for this movie because he wasn't in a whole lot of it.
Well, part of me wonders like if they just
snoozing?
couldn't afford him for more of that.
But also kind of, I was going to say, it kind of fits into the plot, but he totally could have had him kidnapped without him being asleep.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Dude, when all the people were getting pieced by those snowmen, that was sick, bro. That was a hell yeah moment.
That was
Those
awesome.
things were sick, bro.
I do think like the carrot being like the weakness of the snowman is a little like weak as like a bad guy weakness.
I feel like if they were going to go that route of like you just take a part off the snowman and he dies, it should have been the hat.
a hat
That makes way more sense because like in like
Dude,
Every Frosty the Snowman cartoon, it's the hat that
It's
gives
the
them the
hat.
magic. So
Yeah.
why wouldn't they just take the hat off and then they die? They
Dude.
took the carrot off and he fell into a piece
You
of
want to know
snow.
the biggest hell yeah of the whole movie?
What?
Is that snowman that's smoking a pipe?
Dude, that was
I know.
bro. Also, like when what's his name? Oh, dude, was it? I'm trying to think of the characters' names.
Jack O'Malley.
Yeah, Jack O'Malley, dude. That guy like presses the snowman's face up against the grill. That was sick.
And then the eyes like shift from the front to
that
the
was
back.
creepy,
Oh.
dude.
What was the creepy moment that the piano in the middle of like
Dude,
the highway?
okay. Whoever was writing this script,
Crazy.
they had a very clear vision in my, like the way that was shot like almost makes me think like someone was working on something and they had a project where this was in it and they just fit this into the movie.
Exactly.
Because A, it was really random, and B, it was really creepy. So they get in the car and they're running away, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they turn the corner and they see in this, it's nighttime, pitch black. They see in the empty road just a giant like piano
Yeah.
sitting in the middle of the road, and it's playing a Christmas song. Oh, I think it's out of tune as well.
Yeah, it's very slightly
and it's like a little just
little
uncomfortable.
gross. Yeah.
And it's playing itself, which is like creepy. And he looks on it, and there's a present addressed to him.
Yeah.
That's creepy,
horror
dude.
movie stuff.
I
dude.
know, but like I don't know, dude. I really enjoyed this movie.
I did too.
I actually like. I mean, I kind of see why. I was gonna say I kind of see why it's out. It's been out this long, but at the same time, like the Christmas movies are gonna be out longer up until
Right.
Christmas. But like, I thought this movie was gonna be so much worse. Than it
Yes,
actually
I would
was.
go see it again. I think.
Whoa.
Too far?
I mean, it wasn't that long, so I'd probably go see it again. Yeah, no, it was good.
It was very.
It's
good.
not like, okay, what do you rate it?
Oh, good
Because
question.
this is hard
Okay.
because it's not.
Here-
It's not a film.
Well,
it's a movie.
here's what I think. Regardless of whether it's a film or a movie, every project is out to accomplish
Yeah.
something, and this accomplishes it in spades. So I need to give it like fair props for what it's actually doing
Yeah.
compared to like what it set out to do. And honestly, I'm feeling like an 8. Is that too high?
Is that gonna like ruin our reputation?
No. If you think me enjoying Red One makes us a worse podcast, you can just leave.
Oh.
Stop listening. We're not for you.
Here's my thing is it's like I don't know because I feel like this is a movie you can go see with your family, you can go see with your boys, you can go see with your girlfriend. If you're watching us, you don't have one.
Yeah, I'm sure if you're watching us, you're happily single, redditing troll in your basement. No, I'm
Yeah.
just kidding. We love you
No,
all.
you're not in your basement. You're sitting in your bed right now. You have a hoodie on and you are wearing
Your
jeans.
toes are curled.
Yeah. We see you. We see you, Ethan.
You geeking right now?
Yeah, we
Tweaking?
See you, Ethan. Yeah.
You enjoy tweaking, don't you?
Anyways.
Okay.
No, okay. But it's one of those movies where it's just like it's a feel good movie, but also like it handled it. It's not just like, oh, everything's perfect. Like it had an interesting plot.
Yeah, it had a legitimately interesting plot. What if Santa gets kidnapped like 2 days before
Also,
Christmas?
Santa is ripped.
There's a gym scene, shirtless Santa.
Dude, and
Crazy.
he is like, dude, how much was he lifting? There was like,
There were three friggin' huge.
no, I don't think it was. I think it was more than that. I think it was like 5 plates on each side.
No, it was 3 at first, and then
Was
they
it?
added. Yeah.
Oh, you're so right.
yeah.
Dude, Santa's ripped. But like it makes sense if bro has to like be
Yeah.
that acrobatic.
At first, I didn't understand it. I was like, "Why?" But like in the final sequence, it makes sense. Why he has
Yeah.
to be ripped? It's because he's like shredding moves on top
Yeah.
of like houses and roofs and.
If people here have seen Spider-Man No Way Home, the end scene where he's like jumping off buildings, sliding, that is what Santa is doing.
He's basically Spider-Man with no webs.
Literally, dude.
Yeah.
And he's cool. He's really cool.
And I hate to be like a bro podcaster, but like Santa is just so cool in this movie.
Quote Jonah, Santa is just so cool in this
I'm
movie.
not wrong. He's like they made
is
Santa a
cool.
ninja, dude. It's so cool.
No,
It's so cool.
Yeah, I'm trying to think like there's like some interesting aspects that I was thinking about. Also, quick side note, you were just entering in the movie theater at this point. There was an AI generated Coca-Cola ad.
I feel like you have like strong feelings on this, and I don't.
It's just A, was really obvious to me,
Mhm.
and B, like, why? Like every year Coca-Cola comes out, and I'm not like a Coca-Cola glazer, and I don't really care that much.
Yeah.
But like they come out with a Christmas themed commercial
Yeah.
every single year. They have for
Forever.
Forever.
Since like the
The
Great
TV.
War. Yeah, since
And-
the TV.
And it's just like I don't get why they need to AI generate it, and it just looked bad.
Well, because
They're running out of money. No, they're not running.
They're
out
not
of money.
running out of money. They're running out of willpower.
Oh,
I think they're running out of. I mean, they've been doing this for what 80 years, and they do one per year. You gotta cook up new ideas.
yeah, they're
That's
running out
tough.
of ideas.
They're running out of
yeah.
ideas,
Dude, we like know the movie theaters like ads down
We know
to a
the
T.
cadence. Yeah.
Dude, my favorite one is when the guy like leans in for this is an AMC theaters exclusive.
Yeah.
He leans in for a kiss, and then they both pull up an ice cold glass.
Yeah.
of
So they're like
Coca-Cola.
this close to smooching, but then the guy lifts up a Coke and like between their
Yeah,
lips.
Oh my gosh,
It's
dude.
the best. We come to this place.
Dazzling images on a huge silver screen.
Because here they are. I love that commercial, dude.
Oh my goodness.
It's so bad.
So, how do you feel about the fact that they had like such big names in this movie?
I loved it.
Like, do you feel like it
I
was
loved
necessary?
Yes. I think the star power really helps this movie along.
It does.
Yeah.
Do you think without it, it would have been as enjoyable?
No, I think without it would have been way less enjoyable.
Chris Evans is funny, dude.
He is funny, and
He's
like
a funny guy.
I've always kind of thought of him as like a not very charismatic actor
Because he's always in these roles.
I know. Let's be real. Like Captain America is not, at least in my opinion, he's not a very charismatic dude. Like, sure, he's like
No.
a rousing leader, and he gets
Yeah.
the Avengers to do stuff. But then, like, he's so boring. Like as a person. Like,
Yeah.
On your left.
So you didn't see the Deadpool movie, did you?
No. The new one.
Yeah.
Because Chris Evans is in that as like the Human Torch or whatever.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I didn't see.
There's this so like I'm just gonna give you a rundown really quick.
Okay.
Right? They're talking to the big bad of this dimension. They got thrown into basically the shadow realm, right?
Oh no.
And the big bad leader of the shadow dimension basically holds them hostage, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is Wolverine, Deadpool, and the Human Torch.
Okay.
And Deadpool, to escape, he's like the Human Torch. He's like, yeah, he warned us about you, and he said just like the most vile things you could ever imagine.
Uh-huh.
He's like, I'd piss on your corpse and
Oh,
stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he's like, I didn't say that. And then basically, the lady like does this, and his skin just flies off, and he dies and falls into a puddle of blood and bones.
Oh my gosh.
And at the post-end credit scene, because you're like, oh, Deadpool made that up just to get the guy killed, basically.
Right.
At the post-end credit scene, there's literally him. They're on the way, like they're all tied up, and they're on their way to
Yeah.
meet the lady, right?
Uh-huh.
And he just like he says all those things word for word that Deadpool did,
Okay.
and it's just like so funny to me. I'll show it to you later.
I think I have
But it's
actually
just
seen
like-
that post-credit scene now that you mention it. I
It's-
saw it out
it's
of
funny.
context, so it didn't make any sense
yeah,
to me. But
that's like when I first saw like Chris Evans outside of like the Captain America role.
yeah,
And he's pretty good. He's pretty funny.
He's pretty
I
good.
think The Rock played The Rock so well.
I'm kind of tired of this character that The Rock plays, but like here, I think it works because he's like an old, jaded guy.
Yeah.
like, he is playing who The Rock tends to play, and usually he
Mhm.
plays that character because, frankly, he's just a bad actor.
Yeah.
But in this movie, it works because he's kind of playing who he is.
Dude, you know who else was sick?
Who?
Krampus, bro.
Krampus was
Dude, that guy.
Dude, Nick Kroll was my favorite. Like, remember the guy on the beach? And
Yeah.
and he just went like 45 degrees and like got possessed. And he was like,
Bro, you remember when it switched over to like the camera angle? And it was. Oh my god.
You mean like the
Yeah.
fisheye lens?
Yes.
Yes.
And he's like leaning forward.
Yeah.
I don't even know, dude. Oh my gosh, dude.
There were so many like individual funny shots in this movie.
Yes.
It was
like when they first get trapped in the snow globe, and the guy comes up to
Yeah,
the snow globe, and it's like ultra wide angle.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
his eyes are basically on like two different sides of his face.
I thought it was interesting what they did. I feel like shapeshifters are such an interesting concept in any like film.
I think they are interesting, but this movie didn't pull them off especially ambitiously.
Yeah, I feel like they could have done more with because remember how Mrs. Claus was a shapeshifter in that one like scene. I feel like they could have played more with that.
Yes, exactly. Like there wasn't much.
Like they could have made it more of a problem.
When you're
for
when
the
you're dealing with
characters.
shapeshifters, you got to kind of like introduce a lot of trickery and like plot
Yeah.
twists and stuff, and there wasn't much of that with the shapeshifters.
No.
All it really was like, oh no, Mrs. Claus might not actually be Mrs. Claus. Look out.
And then they found her.
And then they
like-
found the real Mrs.
like
Claus,
5 minutes
and
later.
that problem was over. The
Yeah.
necessity for shapeshifters was like non-existent at that point. They
Yeah.
could have just been regular bad guys.
Also, why did they call her their boss mom? Was it ma'am with an accent?
Mum?
No, they were saying mom.
They were straight up saying mom. Yeah, I didn't get that. But real quick on the shapeshifters,
Yeah.
one really good idea I just had. I'm not trying to glaze myself.
No.
But they should have had someone shape shift into Santa to divert their attention.
Oh, you're so
There's so
right.
much you can do with shapeshifters. And they just didn't.
wasted opportunity.
Wasted opportunity, I think.
Yeah, and then they just had Santa going
Yeah.
in a globe
Santa
the
was
entire
zonked out
entire
the
movie.
whole movie. Like every so often, it would just cut away to Santa being like,
And his aura was getting taken away, bro.
dude, people's aura was getting like sucked up into snow globes and like taken away from them. It was
Oh
crazy.
my gosh. No, okay. I'm gonna rate this movie.
Go for it.
I'm gonna rate it on 2 scales.
2 scale.
Just regular movie scale and then Christmas movie scale.
Oh, what a good idea.
Christmas movie scale, 9.5.
I was gonna say
Excellent
like
film.
9.
Regular movie scale, like a 7. It was good.
Yeah.
It was good. I mean, obviously, it's like nothing spectacular, but it like I had a lot of fun at the theater.
Yeah.
It wasn't like it was funny. It was an enjoyable experience.
One thing I really loved is usually in Christmas movies there is like drama, like families not exactly connecting the way they want
Yeah.
to. But here I thought it was really good because the drama isn't like, oh, dad hates Christmas. How are we ever going to get dad to love Christmas? It was like, no, dad's a gambler that like
Yeah, it was very
abandoned his
real.
family. And now through this shared experience of understanding that Santa is real, he and his son like bond, which again, I thought was a little goofy.
But it worked.
It worked.
It was a little more real than like, yeah, like you were saying, where it's just like, oh, dad hates Santa Claus.
Yeah. There was one shot that kind of like was thematic of this that actually made me cackle, and I think you were confused. But it's like when The Rock is looking at the father and son, and in the one shot, it's the dad and the son, and then it cuts back to The Rock, and then it cuts back again, and it's the 2 kids.
Yeah, that was weird.
And The Rock is like, I get it. Christmas. I was like, okay.
That was very forced.
It was. It was very like
it also wasn't necessary.
it was like
because you
on-
could tell they were bonding.
on the filmmaker's part, it was very much like, hey, do you get the idea?
It's Christmas.
It's Christmas. Like,
No, that was a
was-
little
yeah.
weird. Also, the guy on the beach that just like straight up died. We never saw anything of him. Remember the guy that got frozen into an icicle?
Well, I don't think they die because remember,
But
The-
you didn't see him the rest of the movie.
well, yeah, but I don't really care.
He was funny, bro. He was pulling out them zesty poses as he was getting.
Yeah, that's so.
Dude.
Dude, do you remember the leg thing he did?
If I remember, I'm gonna overlay a photo of what I'm talking about. It's crazy.
They're like
He like dodges like an icicle from
in
freezing
like
him
the
completely.
fruitiest way possible.
This pose, like I don't even know, bro. It's
You
so
could like
funny.
that pose looks like it should be like a painting model.
Yeah,
like, it's like
a
super.
Renaissance.
I don't know if you. I don't think you've seen Seinfeld.
I've seen like clips.
Okay, there's a very famous episode where George, like the short balding one, somehow lands himself a gig being the model of a painting. So he like takes off his shirt and he's all hairy and he poses like kind of in the
Yeah.
nude, and that's what that reminded me of. Was
Nude
like,
paintings have always thrown me off. Like just like
yeah, I'm not a
like,
big
just like
enjoyer.
not like the visual. Like the visuals, whatever. It's the more of the concept. It's just like
yeah. Let's throw some
But-
clothes on those guys.
wear your clothes.
Where your clothes at? What I want to see is there are lots of nude statues, but I want
And Jonah wants to see all of them.
okay, no.
Yeah.
My point, I want to see the statues of the clothes they left on the ground. I want a statue that's just a pile of clothes.
That- Okay.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to respond to that.
Okay, you don't have to.
Oh man. Well, let's bring it back to Red One for a second.
From nude statues back to Red
Yeah,
One.
that's a crazy transition.
It is.
I don't know. Overall, I'd recommend you go see it, and honestly, go see it with your family and friends.
Or your girlfriend or boyfriend,
Or, okay.
if you have one of those,
Or-
if you know what those are.
Okay. Wow.
That was me.
Wow, it's trashing our audience. No, I mean,
Love you
is there
guys.
anything else that like you noticed in this movie that you wanted to like bring up?
Gosh, the first
It's just
scene,
so wild.
the first scene was hilarious. With the kid being like, "I know how to track anyone anywhere," and the other kid was like, "Then why can't you find your dad?"
Dude, I laughed so hard.
Cackled. That was the funniest thing to me.
It also was like very random.
Yeah,
That whole opening scene was very quick.
it was very quick, and it didn't connect much with the rest of the movie. All it really told you was
No.
that this guy's kind of a Santa atheist, as you put
And they
it.
didn't really play into that as much as I think they should have. Because like
See that
the way he acted about Santa and finding out Santa was real, it wasn't like he wasn't like, "Oh, I don't believe it. This isn't real." It's more of like how an actual adult would like,
Right.
Not a Santa denier. Like there's a difference between like,
Right.
I hate Santa
See,
and he's not real.
that's
Santa
what I-
atheist versus just like,
that's the kind of movie I was just describing, like a normal Christmas movie would do. Like,
Yeah.
oh, for whatever reason from past trauma, I just cannot stand the idea of Santa Claus. He reminds me of my dad, and my dad left. Like,
Yeah.
that kind of like trauma. But like here, it was just like a kid being like, "You guys know that Santa's not real, right?" And then later he learned Santa's real, and he just freaked out like any adult would. Like,
one thing I didn't like. I realized that I feel like happens in like movies a lot, and like he's the Rock's character was like, and I'm 400 years old, and like no one said anything about that afterward. Like it was just a
Well,
line that was just thrown in there.
there was
they're
a
like,
scene-
"You're 400 years old." No one like no.
you were in the
reaction.
bathroom for a scene.
I was.
Where they kind of introduced that idea.
Okay.
Because The Rock said something. This was when they were working out. You left while they were
Yeah.
working out, and then they had like a meaningful discussion. And The Rock was like, "I think it's time for me to leave, and you need to find yourself, peppy, young, 300-year-old to take my spot." And I was
Bro.
like, "Whoa, okay." So that kind of introduced the idea that these people might be super old.
Yeah. So like, so if everyone there is immortal, why is he getting like? Why is he getting like old when Santa's older than him and he's like, bro, Santa's ripped? Like, so I don't get it. I don't get. Do you know what I'm saying?
What's your point?
My point is like, why is he like, oh, you need to get someone that's younger than me that can help me do
Well,
or do the job better than I do.
I don't-
But he's like, he's technically he's younger than Santa by like several hundred years.
I think his point about finding a young 300-year-old was just kind of like, not facetious, but like it was.
Yeah.
It was not the real point he was getting at, but it was kind of just like
because
a good
he didn't want
illustrator.
to he didn't want that job anymore because he realized that more people are on the naughty list.
Yeah, he realized
than-
that like the Christmas whimsy is kind of over.
Uh-oh, you're on the naughty list.
You guys will understand what that means in a few days.
No, I'm probably on the first episode or this episode.
Really?
I think I'll put it at the beginning.
Okay.
I think it's funny.
I think. Obviously, I think it's funny. I just didn't know which episode
Yeah.
you were gonna put it on.
No, I mean I don't really have anything else to say about Red One besides you should go see it because it's actually a good film. and I
It
think
was.
funny.
I thought it was for what it was. It was like truly
Yeah.
excellent. I enjoyed it so much.
It served its purpose. It wasn't like as corny as I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Do you have anything else to say about it?
I, I will as soon as we stop
Oh.
recording. You know, so
That's how it is.
Just
That's
hold.
how it always.
I don't think I have
No.
anything at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Well-
just excellent Christmas movie. J.K. Simmons is awesome.
Yeah.
He's conked out most of the time, but when he's awake, he's
Mm.
he's really yeah. he can't just sleep up normally. The whole movie, he's got his neck tilted like this,
And
it's-
his like aura is
his-
being removed.
you can see his aura like pulsating. It's crazy.
Dude, the Santa aura being removed. No, if you're watching this and you made it this far in the video,
Thank you.
please go down and subscribe. We're trying to hit a goal. By the time this is up, I think we'll have a YouTube short out, like one
we'll
we
have
made.
a bit of a PSA about this.
A little,
yeah.
little PSA because we have a special guest we're trying to get on. We want to try to make it happen before Christmas. If that's not possible, that's okay. But we're halfway there, and honestly, I think we can do it.
I think it can happen. I just
Yeah, I mean, if you're watching that, like if you've made it this far, in the podcast and you're not subscribed, what are you doing?
What are you doing? And if you've made it this far, I mean, you either really like Red One or you kind of jive with our personalities. And maybe let's try that last possibility. So maybe watch some of our other videos, and if you click, just subscribe. You know what I mean?
If you're here
It's
specifically because of Red One, all right, go
Yeah.
keep consuming your Red One media, I guess.
The Red One content will dry up quickly. So stick around, and you'll see content for other movies you might enjoy other than Red One.
All right.
All right.
Well, that's all we have for you today.
Yeah.
And thank you for watching the, I guess, I don't know when this is coming out, but thank you for watching this episode of Podmas.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see you tomorrow.
Yes.
And all right. Thank you, guys.
Stay festive.